Hello, my name is Daria, welcome to my channel, and today I have my empties for August. I've had quite a good month of empties, especially makeup empties. But I usually start with hair care and body care, then we move to skincare empties, and I finish up with my makeup. So I have not very exciting product is Nourishing shower gel from Simple, and it was quite okay. I just picked it up because it wasn't really expensive in my local Superdrug, so yeah. I don't really know what to say about it. It cleaned my skin okay. It wasn't very foamy, and I prefer cleansers that create quite a lot of foam. So I'm not sure that I will repurchase it, and basically I prefer using soaps nowadays on my body anyway. So yeah, it was okay, but I wouldn't purchase it again. I think it was it for body care and hair care for this month, which is kind of strange. But let's move on to skincare. And first skincare product that I was able to finish was this calming spray from Grüum, and at some point it was in my Clue special edition project pen. But it was okay. I didn't really enjoy the smell of it. It was quite intense, but I used it as a tonic in the morning, and yeah, it was okay, but it wasn't anything special. I have a lot of tonics like that right now in the spray bottles, and I've already finished a couple of them throughout the year, and they're not my favorites, so I'm just trying to use them and finish them up before colder months, because during colder months I prefer something more hydrating. And it was just a nice water to spray on my face, you know, nothing special. So I liked using it, it was okay, but I wouldn't repurchase it. The next skincare product is Haute Cleansing Balm from the Inky list, and it was the first product that I've tried from this brand, and well, it won't be the last because I have a serum that I kind of enjoy, but I didn't like this cleansing balm at all. I always use some kind of cleansing balms or cleansing oils to remove my makeup in the evening, and then I use just normal cleanser for my skin. But this was so greasy and so not pleasant, to be honest. Like, it left on my skin that oily feeling which I didn't love, and it was really thick cleansing balm, and I didn't like it at all. So I wouldn't repurchase this cleansing balm, and to be honest, I wouldn't recommend it. It's just too difficult to remove from your skin, you know. But this cleansing oil I loved. I finished it in the beginning of the month, and that's why I was able to finish this mini of cleansing balm also in August. But it's pure cleansing oil from Manio, and it was great. It was also a little bit thicker than cleansing oils that I usually use, but at the same time it was okay. It didn't create any cast on my skin, it was great in removing my makeup, and it smelled and felt really good on my skin. Yeah, it was just a nice cleansing oil. I think I went through it quicker than I usually go through cleansing oils, but I think it's also because of the consistency, because it was kind of a thicker formula. If I saw this oil for some kind of great deal, I would repurchase it most definitely. Next we have this Hydrogel Brightening Under Eye Mask from Bubble Tea, and it was just one set of under eye patches basically, and I received it in a glossy box. It was okay. I used to like under eye patches quite a bit, and I used to use them quite a lot, but I don't do it right now. Every once in a while it's nice to use something like that, but it's not necessary for me, so I wouldn't purchase these particular patches for myself, and I wouldn't repurchase them. I also have Blemish dots from Use Lab here, and it's kind of an essential product in my skincare routine. Not this specific one. I love patches from Cosrx the most, but they were quite okay. I think I received them either in a glossy box or as a free gift with purchase somewhere. They were quite okay, but they weren't as effective as Cosrx ones. And I have acne prone skin, so I go through this blemish patches quite quickly. I wouldn't repurchase these ones just because I have my favorites from Cosrx, and also they are not that easily accessible to me. I think I buy Cosrx patches when I can, but if I couldn't buy them easily, then I would buy maybe patches from Boots or something like that, something that I just can go out of my house and buy easily, and these patches are not one of them. And all of my other empties related to makeup. So first empty is kind of on the verge between skincare and makeup, and it's Sun Touchable SPF 30 Sun Protection and Makeup Primer from e.l.f. Skin. I didn't like it. Well, it was okay to use. I used it up, and I was using it like for 3 or 4 months straight, I think, and I received it done also in a glossy box, and I've tried to use it up before September because its expiry date is in September, and when it comes to products with SPF, I usually go with the expiry date, and I don't use the product longer than it's suggested. But basically it was really a hybrid between SPF and makeup primer. I would say that it was more like a makeup primer but with SPF. I don't really mind that kind of products, but it usually means that I kind of need to put like a real sunscreen on my face before I put that kind of primer. So basically I've used this product only when I knew that I wouldn't leave the house, because I couldn't rely on protection in it, to be honest. But it would have been fine if I actually liked this product, but it's a very shimmery, glowy sunscreen, which I don't necessarily like. I have a combination skin, and I'm okay with being kind of glowy, but this primer was just a little bit too much for me, just a little bit. And to be honest, I would prefer lighter texture in this primer, but without SPF, because I wouldn't use it to go out of my house as sun protection anyway. I just don't really like this kind of products that are trying to be everything at once, you know? So what I'm trying to say is I wouldn't repurchase it because I couldn't rely on it as a sun protection, but also as a makeup primer it was a little bit too heavy for me and a little bit too shimmery. One more product that is not straight up makeup is this beauty sponge. It was from Spectrum Cosmetics. It was in their collection that they did with Emily in Paris. So I'm retiring it. I've been using it for 3 months and I just feel like I can't clean it out properly anymore. It was quite nice. I prefer sponges that have like more angled side on them because I like to apply my concealer also with a sponge. I use makeup sponges every day because that's how I apply my foundation and my concealer. It was nice. I wouldn't repurchase it for a full price, but if I saw some kind of deal that included this sponge, then I think I would potentially repurchase it. And now we have 9 empties that are truly makeup. So let's start with this lip liner from Oulac. It's in the shade Pink Treat 04, and as you can see, it doesn't go up. It goes down, but it doesn't go up. So I finished it and it had this nice pinky shade. I really like this lip liner. I would repurchase it, to be honest, if it took longer for me to use it up. With this lip liner, it took me only about 20 uses to finish it completely, which is not acceptable for me. I received this lip liner in a glossy box, and with all lip liners I use them to fill out my whole lips, just because I don't really like this ombre effect, and usually I use lip liners so my lipsticks or lip glosses stay longer on my lips, and also because I want to change a color of my next lip product that I will be applying on top of my lip liners. So I go through them quite quickly, but with these retractable pencils I just fly through them, to be honest. It was a nice lip liner. I really like the shade of it, and I'm trying to find a dupe of this shade in sharpenable formula, because sharpenable lip liners have a lot more product and so they last me longer, but I wouldn't repurchase it just because I finished it so quickly. And this product wasn't in any project, I've just used it on my own because I really like this shade and this formula. The next product that we have is Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer in the shade Baked, and as you can see, it's completely empty. It was in my deck of painting and I quite liked it, but my goal was to use it by the end of the summer, and I'm happy to say that I did it, because it was a little bit too deep for me. I've used it mostly to underpaint because it was a little bit too deep for me, and it worked quite well. I could use it on top of a foundation, but I had to be really careful with it. So I'm really glad that I was able to finish it up, and I wouldn't repurchase it because, well, because it was a little bit too deep for me, and also because I prefer powder products in general. I'm looking on my empties right now, and I'm starting to understand that all of my makeup products that I finished this month, well, almost all of them, were just okay, and I wouldn't repurchase almost any of them, and I'm really happy that they're done. You know, they were okay, I could use them, I didn't mind them, but I wasn't in love with any of these products, and it's great because, well, ultimately I want to have a collection where I'm in love with all of the products that I have in it. So the next empty that was in my 50 Shades of Black is this brow gel from Revolution, and I've took the stopper out. I've tried to scrape everything out that I could. Well, maybe there are some product on the sides, but I call this brow gel done. It was okay. It was just okay. I didn't think that it did a lot to my brows. It styled them a little bit, but it didn't really have a hold on them. It didn't really have a color, so it wasn't tinting my brows. It was okay to use, but I didn't love it and I wouldn't repurchase it. But at the same time, if I received it somehow in my collection, I would still use it. It's just not something that I loved. I have also light sticks from Colourpop in the shade Molten Hot, and it was in my rolling project pen. So I finished this stick. I was working on it for 5 or 6 months, I guess, and it was a little bit too deep for me also, so I used it as an underpainting as well. It worked quite well. It gave me nice glow, but it's not something that I need in my routine. It's not something that I need in my collection, so I'm happy that it's done, and I just wouldn't repurchase it. Like, once again, I prefer my powder highlighters over cream ones. One more thing that, well, one of the sides was in 50 Shades of Black and one of the sides was in my rolling project pen. But basically it's Flash Matte Liquid Eyeshadow from W7, and it's this duo liquid eyeshadow, and in one part of it we had a matte eyeshadow and on the other end we had a shimmery one. So I've used up matte eyeshadow, I think last month or the month before that, I'm not entirely sure, but it was empty for quite some time. It was okay. I've used it as a base for my eyeshadows and it was just okay, you know. It created some kind of black canvas on my eyelids and I liked it because of it, but it didn't prolong the wear of my eye makeup. It didn't prevent creasing, so it was just an okay liquid eyeshadow to use as a base. And in August I finished this shimmery side. It was in my rolling project pen, as I said, and it was quite a nice topper shade. I've paired it a lot with my Panzet palette and it looked quite nice. I quite liked it and I enjoyed my time with this shimmery liquid eyeshadow. But I'm once again glad that this product is finished, and once again I wouldn't repurchase it. Then I have Party Proof Eye Primer from Colourpop in the shade Caramel, and I finished every last bit of it. I was on a journey with this eye primer. It was quite new in my collection. It's not even a year old, so I didn't think that it was expired or whatever, but it just didn't work well as an eye primer, let's put it that way. It made my eyeshadow crease, which was strange because it's an eye primer, but basically I ended up using it all over my face or also on my eyelids, but I had to blend it out with a sponge, a makeup sponge, and that way it worked quite well. So I found a way in which I could use it, but I wouldn't repurchase it, of course, because I don't want to work to find out how to use a product. I want the product to work for me, if you know what I mean. But I'm just glad that it's over and this eyeshadow primer is done. The next product is Bright Light Primer Base from Revolution, and it was in my 50 Shades of Black, and it's finished. I'm kind of happy about it. This primer I liked quite a bit. It was glowy, but it gave me this, I don't know, this kind of light glow, if it makes sense. It wasn't too in your face. And when I put this primer and then I put the foundation on, I felt like I was glowing within, you know. So I quite liked it. Would I repurchase it? I don't think so, because it's also an unnecessary step for me. It was great to use, I enjoyed using it, but I wouldn't go out of my way to repurchase it, to be honest. I have a lipstick here, and it's High Voltage lipstick from NYX. It was in the shade French Kiss, and it's completely empty. I scraped out everything that I could, and basically I kind of had to do it because the rolling mechanism just broke on me, and I couldn't roll up this lipstick at all. So I've mixed this lipstick with the remaining of my last empty. It's Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. I think it's their kissing formula in the shade JK Magic. So I flattened this lipstick out with the packaging like a long time ago, and basically I scraped out everything that was in this tube, and I've melted these two lipsticks together. Well, what can I say about this one? I've managed to use it a couple of times on its own, but it was a very balmy texture, and at the same time it was very pigmented. I didn't like it. I thought that it was too balmy and too creamy, and also the shade was a little bit too light for me. But when I mix these two lipsticks together, this one worked quite well for me. So I'm just happy that I finished it up, despite the fact that the packaging broke on me and that this product didn't go to waste, but I wouldn't repurchase it. Let's talk now about this lipstick. It was a really nice shade. It was an everyday lipstick for me for a very long time, and it's also creamy, but it's not too creamy. It doesn't go beyond the lines of my lips, and yeah, it was just a really nice shade for me. I really loved this product, and also it was quite sentimental for me because my parents gifted it to me for New Year, like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and because it was all, I wanted to use it up. But I wouldn't repurchase this lipstick now because I don't really purchase from Charlotte Tilbury for now, but maybe in the future, maybe I will. And I will keep this packaging because it's, I don't know how it works, but yes, it's reusable one. So basically I think, maybe I can't, maybe I just broke it, but it says on the website that it's a reusable packaging and I just can refill it. So if I someday decide that I want to purchase from Charlotte Tilbury again, then I just buy a refill. But for now, I wouldn't repurchase this product. So that's it for my empties. I'm very happy with this month of empties. I've had so many makeup empties. I'm really happy about it. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and I hope you will stay with me on my project painting journey. Thank you again so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!